Elizabeth II Charles, Prince of Wales Elizabeth II Boris Johnson Dominic Raab Elizabeth II The Lord Fowler Sir Lindsay Hoyle Sir Keir Starmer Supreme Court The Lord Reid The Lord Hodge Andrew Bailey Monetary Policy Committee The Secretary of State for Education, also referred to as the Education Secretary, is a senior minister of the Crown within the Government of the United Kingdom, and head of the Department for Education. The office forms part of the British Cabinet. The current Secretary of State for Education is Gavin Williamson, MP since his appointment by Prime Minister Boris Johnson in July 2019, corresponding to what is generally known as an education minister in many other countries. The Education Secretary's remit is concerned primarily with England. This includes a committee of the Privy Council was appointed in 1839 to supervise the distribution of certain government grants in the education field. The members of the committee were the Lord President of the Council, the Secretaries of State, the First Lord of the Treasury, and the Chancellor of the Exchequer. From 1857 a vice president was appointed who took responsibility for policy. On 1 April 1900, the Board of Education Act 1899 abolished the committee and instituted a new board, headed by a president. The members were initially very similar to the old committee and the president of the board was the Lord President of the Council. However, from 1902 this ceased to be the case and the president of the board was appointed separately. The Education Act 1944 replaced the Board of Education with a new Ministry of Education. The Department of Education and Science was created in 1964 with the merger of the offices of Minister of Education and the Minister of Science. In 1992, the responsibility for science was transferred to Cabinet Office's Office of Public Service, and the department was renamed Department of Education. In 1995 the department merged with the Department of Employment to become the Department for Education and Employment, and in 2001 the employment functions were transferred to a newly created Department for Work and Pensions, with the DFEE becoming the Department for Education and Skills. In 2007 under Gordon Brown's new premiership, the DFES was split into two new departments, the Department for Children, Schools and Families, and a Department for Innovation, Universities and Skills, under two new Secretaries of State. The Ministerial Office of the Secretary of State for Innovation, Universities and Skills was, in late 2009, amalgamated into the new Ministerial Office of the resurgent politician Peter Mandelson, made appear and given the title Lord Mandelson as the newly created Secretary of State for Business, Innovation and Skills, itself an amalgamation of the responsibilities of the Secretaries of State for Business, Enterprise and Regulatory Reform and Innovation, Universities and Skills. The Secretary of State has remit over higher education policy as well as British business and enterprise. From 14 July 2016 to January 8, 2018 the post was held by Justine Greening, as her predecessor, Nicky Morgan, was sacked by Theresa May. Greening resigned after rejecting a reshuffle to the Department for Work and Pensions. Colour key: Whig Conservative Liberal Colour key: Liberal Unionist Conservative Liberal Labour National Labour Colour key: Conservative Labour Colour key: Conservative Labour Colour key: Conservative Colour key: Conservative Labor Color Key. Labor in 2007. The education portfolio was divided between the Department for Children, Schools and Families, and the Department for Innovation, Universities and Skills. In 2009, the latter department was merged into the Department for Business, Innovation and Skills. Color Key. Labor Cooperative. The Department for Education and the post of Secretary of State for Education were recreated in 2010. Responsibility for higher and adult education remained with the Secretary of State for Business, Innovation and Skills, until reunited with the Department for Education in 2016. Color Key. Conservative * incumbents length of term last updated the 16th of March 2021.